Good morning, students. Today's topic is theory of demand. So first one is concept of demand. Ordinarily speaking, the term desire and demand are used interchangeably, but economics demand has a distinct meaning. Desire simply refers to the mere wish of a person to have a particular commodity, irrespective of the fact whether one can buy it or not. For example, one may desire to own a Ferrari car without having the ability to pay. A person can desire anything at any point of time. There are no limitations for a desire. But demand refers to a desire backed by the ability and willingness to pay for a particular commodity. Demand for a good is a combination of desire, ability to pay, and willingness to pay. In the above example, a person was having a desire to own a Ferrari car. Suppose that a person has sufficient amount to buy a Ferrari car, but he is not willing to pay for that. Then it will not amount to demand. But if that person is willing to pay for that Ferrari car, only then his desire will become the demand. So this is the difference between desire and demand. Next is demand and quantity demanded. Demand refers to different possible quantities to be purchased at different possible prices of a commodity. So demand for example, a commodity having different prices, rupees 5, 10, 15, 20. At rupees 5, a person was willing to 5 units. At 10, he was willing to purchase 4 units, and at 15, he was willing to purchase 3 units. So it is a demand. On the other hand, quantity demanded refers to specific quantity to be purchased against a specific price of the commodity. So if at 5 rupees person was purchasing 5 unit, then it will refer to as a quantity demanded. Next is demand schedule. Demand schedule is a table showing different quantities of a commodity to be purchased at different price of that commodity. So it is basically of two types: individual demand curve, individual demand schedule, and market demand schedule. First one is individual demand schedule. Individual demand schedule shows quantities of a commodity which an individual buyer will buy at different possible prices of that commodity at a particular point of time. So table 1 shows individual demand schedule. Suppose commodity X, we have commodity X and the price of commodity X is given. At price 1, when the price was 1 rupee, the consumer was willing to purchase 4 units. But when the price increases to 2 rupees, the demand for that commodity decreases to 3 units. And further, when the price of commodity further reduces to 3 rupees, then the demand reduces to 2 units. So the table shows a negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. Means when the price of own commodity increases, then the demand will fall for that commodity. But when the price will reduces, own price of commodity reduces, with that the quantity demanded for a commodity increases. So individual demand schedule basically shows the possible prices or possible quantity demanded of a commodity. Next is market demand schedule. Market demand schedule represents demand for a commodity by all the consumers in the market. It shows quantities of commodities which the consumer intend to buy at different possible prices at a particular point of time. So on the table here shows market demand schedule. Suppose there are two consumers, consumer A and B, and commodity is X, and the price of commodity X is 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 3 rupee and 4 rupees. So these are the possible prices. When the price of commodity X was 1 rupee, consumer A was willing to purchase 4 units and consumer B was willing to purchase 5 units. So the total demand, aggregate demand of market was 9 units. 4 plus 5, 9 units. And similarly, when the price of commodity X increases to rupees 2, then the quantity demanded by A was 3 units and that of B was 4 units. So aggregate demand was 7 units. So from the table it is clear that the market demand schedule will be the summation of individual demand schedules of both the customers or both the consumers. Next is demand curve and its slope. So demand curve, basically when we present the demand schedule on a graph paper, it will be termed as a demand curve, or demand curve is a graphic representation of demand schedule representing the relation between different quantities to be purchased and the possible prices of that commodity. So like demand schedule, demand curve is also of two types: individual demand curve and market demand curve. First one is individual demand curve. Individual demand curve is a curve showing different quantities of a commodity that one particular buyer is ready to buy at different possible prices of commodity at a particular point of time. So figure 1 shows individual demand curve. So on x-axis quantity is given and on y-axis price of commodity X is given. D is the demand curve. So when the price of commodity was 4 unit of rupees 4, consumer was willing to purchase 1 unit, and when the price of commodity decreases to 3 units, 3 rupees, consumer was willing to purchase 2 units, and the price of commodity was further reduced to 2 rupees, then the consumer was willing to purchase 3 units. So it shows the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. That is why the demand curve will always slopes downward, because of negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. With the increase in price, quantity demanded will decrease, and with the decrease in price, quantity demanded will increase. Next is market demand curve. Market demand curve is the horizontal summation of individual demand curves. Means when we sum up or add the individual market schedules of more customers, more than or all the customers, and then we plot the data on a graph paper, the curve formed will be market demand curve. So market demand curve shows various quantities of a commodity that all the buyers in the market are ready to buy at different possible prices of a commodity at a particular point of time. So here in figure 2, first figure is of consumer A and second one is of consumer B. In market schedule, basically market demand curve is the graphical representation of table 2 as discussed in market demand schedule. So it is basically horizontal summation of individual demand curves. So it will also slopes downward because of negative relationship or inverse relationship between on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. Next one is slope of demand curve. So demand curve always slopes in downward direction from left to right because of the inverse relationship between on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. So next one is demand function. Demand function shows the relationship between demand for a commodity and its various determinants. It shows how demand for a commodity is related to, say, on price of commodity, income level of consumer, and other determinants. So corresponding to the two aspects of demand, individual demand and market demand, we have two types of demand function. First one is individual demand function and second one is market demand function. Firstly, individual demand function. Individual demand function shows how demand for a commodity by an individual consumer in the market is related to various determinants. So it is expressed as demand of commodity X is a function of on price of commodity X, price of related good, income level of consumer, taste of consumer, and expectations of a consumer. First one is on price of commodity. Other things remaining equal. With a rise in on price of the commodity, the quantity demanded of that commodity will fall. And with decrease in price of commodity, the demand for that commodity will increase. So there is a negative or inverse relationship between on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. Next one is price of related good. Demand for a commodity is also influenced by change in price of related goods. These are of basically two types. First one is substitute goods, second one is complementary goods. Substitute goods are those goods which can be used in place of each other, and complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other. So in case of substitute good, with the increase in price of one causes increase in demand for other, like tea and coffee, Pepsi and Coca-Cola can be termed as substitute goods. If the price of tea increases, then the consumer will shift its demand to coffee, so the demand for coffee increases. So there is a positive relationship between on price of commodity and quantity demanded of a substitute goods, because with the increase in price of one good, there will be an increase in the price of other good. Next is complementary goods. Complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other, like pen and ink, petrol and car. So with the increase in price of one good, the demand for other good will decrease. For example, with increase in price of cars, the consumer will purchase lesser amount of cars as compared to previous one. And with the decrease in quantity demanded of car, the demand for petrol will also decreases. So with the increase in price of one good, the demand for other decreases. So there is an inverse relationship between complementary goods, but there is a positive relationship between substitute goods. Next is income of the consumer. So change in the income of consumer also influence the demand for goods. The demand for normal goods tend to increase with increase in income. But in case of inferior goods, the demand for inferior goods will decrease with increase in income. Means normal goods. So the question arises, what are normal goods? Normal goods are those in case of which there is a positive relationship between income and quantity demanded. Means with increase in income, the demand for these goods will increase. But in case of inferior goods, there is a negative relationship between income and quantity demanded. Means with the increase in income, the demand for these commodities will decrease. But with decrease in income, the demand for inferior goods will increase. Next is taste and preferences. So the demand for goods and services also depends on individuals' taste and preferences. So taste and preference of the consumer are influenced by advertisement, change in fashion, new inventions. Other things being equal, demand for those goods increases for which consumer develops strong taste and preference. Next one is expectations. If the consumer thinks that in near future the supply of a particular commodity will be decreased, then he will purchase more of the commodities at present. And if the consumer thinks that in near future the supply of certain commodity will increase, then he will purchase lesser amount of commodities at present. So the expectations will also affect the demand for the commodity. Next is market demand function. Market demand function shows how market demand for a commodity is related to its various determinants, or it shows the relationship between market demand for a commodity and its various determinants. So market demand is a function of on price of commodity, price of related good, income of buyer, taste and preference of consumers, expectations of consumer, population size, and distribution of income. So first 5 points are already discussed in individual demand curve. So we will discuss the remaining points. First one is population size or number of buyers. Demand increases with increase in population and decreases with increase in decrease in population. So there is a positive relationship between demand and population. So with the increase in population, the demand for commodity will also increase, and with the decrease in population, the demand for commodity will also decrease. Because with the increase in population, the number of buyer of a product will increase, and with decrease in population, the number of buyer will decrease. Also, the composition of population also affects the demand. And the last one is distribution of income. So market demand is also influenced by the change in distribution of income in the society. If the income is equally distributed, there will be more demand, and if income is not equally distributed, then there will be lesser demand. So these were the points of market demand function and individual demand function. And the next topic is law of demand. The law of demand states that other things being equal, quantity demanded increases with decrease in own price of commodity, or vice versa. Means there is a negative or inverse relationship between on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. So table 3 shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded. So when the price of commodity X was 10 rupees, consumer was willing to purchase 100 units of commodity X, and when the price of commodity X decreases to 9, he was willing to purchase 150 units of commodity X, and when the price of commodity X further reduces to 8 per unit, then he was willing to purchase 200 units. And when we plot the data on a graph paper, a downward sloping demand curve will be formed, showing there is a negative relationship on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. So on x-axis, through figure 4, law of demand is explained. On x-axis, quantity of commodity X is given, and on y-axis, price of commodity X is given. So when the price of commodity P was commodity X was P rupees, consumer was willing to purchase Q quantity of commodity. But when the price was decreased to Px, so now the price of commodity is Px. So with decrease in price, now consumer is willing to purchase commodity that is equal to OQ1. So his demand increases from OQ to OQ1. So it shows with decrease in demand, decrease in price, quantity demanded of a commodity will increase. So there is a negative relationship between on price of commodity and its quantity demanded. So what are the assumptions of law of demand? So law of demand holds good when other things remain same. Here other things means other factors which affect the commodity. So the assumptions are taste and preference of consumer remains constant, means there will be no change in the taste and preference of the consumer. Second one is there is no change in income of buyer, means if consumer was earning rupees 60 earlier, now he is earning rupees 60 also. Third one is price of related goods do not change, means price of substitute goods or complementary goods will remain constant, and consumer do not expect any significant change in the availability of commodity in the near future, means he will not expect that there will be either increase or decrease in supply of that commodity. So these were the assumptions of law of demand. So next is why downward demand curve slopes downward. That is the reasons of sloping downward demand curve is, first one is law of diminishing marginal utility. So according to the law of diminishing marginal utility, as more and more units of commodities are consumed, then consumer will be willing to pay lesser and lesser amount of money for additional units. So due to the application of law of diminishing marginal utility, the demand curve slopes downward. Next is income effect. So income effect refers to the effect on quantity demanded when real income of the buyer changes owing to change in price of the commodity. So with the fall in the price of commodity, real income of the buyer will increase. So accordingly demand for commodity will also increase, and with increase in price of good, the real income of the consumer will decreases, so he will demand lesser amount of goods. Next one is substitute effect. Substitution effect refers to the substitution of one commodity for other when it becomes relatively cheaper. For example, when the own price of commodity will decreases, so it becomes cheap in relation to other commodity. Now the consumer will substitute another commodity for that of present commodity. Next is size of consumer group. When price of commodity falls, many more buyers can afford to buy it. So accordingly, demand for the commodity will expand. Suppose initially when the price of for example, price of a smartphone was 5,000 rupee, only 10 consumer were purchasing. But when the price of that smartphone decreases to 4,000 rupees, now more consumer will purchase that commodity, or they can afford to purchase smartphone at 4,000 rupee. At 4,000 rupee. So when the price of commodity decreases to 4,000, suppose 5 more additional buyers can purchase that. So with the decrease in price of commodity, size of consumer will also increase. Next is different uses. So a good may have several uses like milk can be used for drinking purposes, it can be used for making curd, it can be used for making butter or cheese. So if the price of milk will decreases, consumer will use use the milk for different purposes. But if the price of milk increases, then he will use the milk for drinking purpose only. So accordingly, demand for a commodity will decrease with its increase in price. So next one is exception to the law of demand. So law of demand has some exceptions also. There are some commodities whose demand expands when their price rises and contracts when their prices falls. In such situations, the demand curve slopes upward from left to right. So what are those situations? First one is article of distinctions. There are certain goods which are articles of social distinction. These articles are demanded only because their prices are very high. If their prices falls, they will no longer be considered as articles of distinctions and their demand will shrink. So these goods defy the law of demand. So we can take the example of Kohinoor diamond. So this is a precious diamond. So the demand for that diamond will increase with the increase in price. Next is Giffen goods. Giffen goods are highly inferior goods, showing a very high negative income effect. As a result, when price of these goods will decreases, the demand for these goods will also fall, even when they happen to be relatively cheaper than other goods. And the last one is irrational judgment. So law of demand fails when consumers judge the quality of a commodity by its price. So when a consumer judge the quality of a commodity by its price, then he thinks that a commodity with higher price will be of higher quality. So it is not true in all situations. So these were the exceptions to the law of demand. Next topic is change in quantity demanded and change in demand. Change in quantity demanded refers to increase or decrease in quantity purchased of a commodity in response to change in its own price, other things remaining constant. On the other hand, change in demand refers to increase or decrease in quantity demanded of a commodity in response to change in other determinants of demand other than price of the same commodity. So when demand increases or decreases due to change in its own price, then it will be termed as change in quantity demanded. And when the change in demand takes place due to other factors but not due to its own price, then it will be termed as change in demand. So movement along a demand curve or change in quantity demanded when due to change in its own price alone quantity demanded of a commodity changes. It is expressed by different points on the same demand curve. Means on the same demand curve by different points it can be expressed whether the demand has changed or demand has decreased. It is also called movement along a demand curve. Movement along a demand curve, the reason being because the demand curve remains the same, only the points changes on the same demand curve. And when demand increases due to fall in own price of commodity, it can be termed as extension of demand. And when demand decreases due to increase in price, it will be termed as contraction of demand. Next is shift in demand curve or change in demand. In this case, the entire demand curve will shift either upward or downward. This type of change takes place when quantity demanded changes due to change in factors other than own price of a commodity, like change in fashion, change in preferences, change in income. So due to these factors, when demand rises, it will be termed as increase in demand, and when demand decreases or falls, it will be termed as decrease in demand. So next is extension and contraction of demand. So when change in quantity demanded of a commodity is caused by change in its own price, it is called extension or contraction of demand. Firstly, extension of demand. When demand increases, when quantity demanded for a commodity increases due to fall in own price of commodity, it will be termed as extension of demand. So through table 4, extension of demand can be explained. So when the price of commodity X was rupees 5, its demand was 1 unit. But when the price of commodity X was reduced to 1, the demand for commodity increases to 5 units. So with the decrease in price, the quantity demanded increases. So in figure 6, quantity is shown on x-axis and price on y-axis. So when the price was 5 rupees, its demand was 1 rupees. And when price was 1 rupee, its demand increases to 5 units. So on the same demand curve, through different points, combinations can be shown. So it is an example of extension of demand. Next is contraction of demand. So other things remaining equal, when the quantity demanded of a commodity decreases due to increase in price of a commodity, it will be termed as contraction of demand. So when the price of commodity X was 1 rupees, its demand was 5 units. But when the price increases to 5 rupees, then its demand will decrease to 1 unit. So it is the example of contraction of demand. Next is increase and decrease in demand. When quantity demanded of a commodity changes owing to change in other factors other than on price of commodity, it is a situation of increase or decrease in demand. First one is increase in demand. When more of a commodity is purchased at its existing price, means price remains same, but due to change in other factors, when the quantity demanded of a commodity increases, it is an example of increase in demand. So through table 6, increase in demand can be shown. Initially, when the price of commodity X was 10 rupees, its demand was 20 units. Secondly, when the price of commodity X remains constant but its demand increases. So it will be an example of increase in demand. So in this case, quantity is shown on x-axis and price on y-axis. So price remains same. So a straight line parallel to x-axis is formed. So D1 is the initial demand curve when consumer was demanding 20 units of a commodity. But when the demand for commodity increases, the entire demand curve will shift to its right direction. So the new demand curve will be D2 when consumer was demanding 30 units of a commodity. So what are the reasons of increase in demand? First one is when income of consumer increases. Initially, when the consumer, suppose the income of consumer was 60 rupees, but now his income has increased to 120 rupees. So with increase in income, he will demand more of commodities at a same price. Second one is when price of substitute goods increases. Suppose substitute goods are, as discussed earlier, substitute goods are those goods which can be interchange for one another, like tea and coffee. So when the price of substitute good increases, the demand for product increases. When price of complementary goods falls, complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other, like pen and ink and pen, petrol and car. So when the price of complementary goods falls, suppose the price of car falls, so the consumer will purchase more car. So now the consumption of petrol will increases due to decrease in the price of cars. So next is when taste preference of the consumer shift in favor of the commodity, and the last one is when availability of the commodity is expected to be reduced in the near future. Next is decrease in demand. So when less of a commodity is purchased at the existing price, will be a situation of decrease in demand. Means price remains constant but the quantity demanded of a commodity decreases. So when the price of commodity was 10 rupees, consumer was demanding 30 rupees. But now the price remains same but the quantity demanded of a commodity decreased to 20 units. So it will be example of a decrease in demand. In case of decrease in demand, the entire demand curve will shift to its left direction. So D2 will be the new demand curve. So the reasons of decrease in demand are when income of the consumer falls, so he will now demand lesser amount of commodities. Second is when price of substitute good decreases, now the consumer will prefer other goods as compared to existing commodity. Next is when price of complementary goods increases, when taste and preference of consumer shift against the commodity, and when availability of the commodity is expected to be increased in the near future. So these were the reasons due to which the demand decreases for a commodity. And the next topic is cross price effect. Means how price of related commodity affect the quantity demanded of a commodity. So as we know, related goods are of two types. First one is substitute goods, second one is complementary goods. Firstly, we will study the demand for a commodity in relation to price of a substitute goods. So let's consider tea and coffee as a two substitute goods and assume that tea be the commodity demanded of which demand curve is D1. So tea is the commodity which a consumer demands for its consumption. So when the price of, firstly we will assume the condition of increase in price of substitute goods, means when the price of coffee increases. So now with the increase in the price of coffee, the consumer who was initially consuming coffee will now purchase tea for its consumption, or we can say the consumer which was initially spending some amount on tea and some amount on coffee, now he will substitute tea for coffee because coffee is an expensive item now. So in case of increase in price of substitute goods, the demand for the commodity increases, and now the demand curve for tea will shift to its right direction. So price remaining same. So as discussed in case of increase or decrease in demand, price of on price of commodity remaining same. Due to increase in price of substitute good, the demand for the commodity will increases. So now new demand curve for tea will be D2. And in case of decrease in price of substitute good, the demand for tea will decreases. So the person will choose coffee instead of tea. So with the decrease in price of substitute good, the demand of coffee will decrease. So within demand of coffee, the demand curve will now shift to its left direction. So D2 will be the new demand curve. Next is demand for a commodity in relation to price of the complementary goods. So complementary goods are those goods which complete the demand for each other. So similarly, in case of complementary goods, we will study it in two situations: when price of complementary goods increases, or when the price of complementary goods decreases. First one is increase in price of complementary goods. Initially, if price of car is OP1, say price of car is OP1, number of cars purchased is P1 K1. So when the price of car was OP1, consumer was purchasing P1 K1 quantity of cars. But now suppose this price remains constant but the price of petrol increases. Now with increase in price of petrol, the consumer will demand lesser amount of cars. So with increase in price of complementary goods, the demand for present commodity will decreases. So the demand for other commodity will decreases. So due to increase in price of petrol, the demand for cars will decrease. So now the demand curve will shift to its left direction. Now the new demand curve will be D2. Now the consumer will demand P1 K2 quantity of cars. And similarly, with decrease in price of complementary goods, the demand for other goods will increases. So with suppose with decrease in price of cars, the demand for petrol will increase, or vice versa. Means with decrease in price of petrol, the demand for car will increases. Now the demand curve will shift to its right direction from its initial points. So this is the way the cross price effect will work. Thank you, students.